Hi, you're listening to Book Chat with author Vivian E. Moore.
Keep listening to our weekly episodes to find out more.
Click, listen, enjoy. Here's your host.
Ready.
Hey everybody, and welcome to Book Chat. I hope that you are having a great weekend. I hope you had an awesome week. I hope you are enjoying this nice fall weather, although it really doesn't feel like fall. It feels like we have skipped fall and just moved straight to winter. But anyway, in case you're at home and you are warm and cozy inside, it's a good time to be listening to this show. I won't hold you for long. I promise I won't hold you for long. And so on that note, we're going to get straight to today's show. So if you're ready, let's go. The title of today's show is Level Up, and the topic is Claim Your Place Amongst the Competition. By now, you've heard the song by Ciara, Level Up. Well, if you haven't, then you should listen to the lyrics. You should download that song and listen to it, and also download the lyrics so you can hear exactly what's being said. But basically, she's talking to her haters, all the ones who thought she wasn't worthy of competition, but now they are in her rear view as she speeds past them to the next level. She's more than claimed her place amongst the opposition and doing quite well in her profession. This is the attitude you must adapt to stay on top. Not listen to negative feedback and never, ever, ever be afraid to achieve. And also, you also have to act to claim your place at the top. You must believe and establish your worthiness, because you are better than you think. Your passion and drive is the power behind motivational progression. To know your worth, you first have to see it. I'm not a major Ciara fan, but I respect her as an artist. More so, her ability to rise above her critics, establishing herself as a contender because she knows who she is as a person, and no one can discount her for it. Admittedly, I'm sure it took a ton of challenging work to gain the success she now has, and many of her critics may say her celebrity status as the wife of a top footballer has something to do with her popularity right now. It doesn't hurt, listen to me, to have a well-known name backing you, but she was already making her place in this savage world of music long before she even got married. So I don't think that would be a fair assumption to her opponents in this race to say that about her. And much like many popular stars, whether it's entertainment, writing, or selling books, there is still work to do. No matter what your profession might be, embrace it, stay focused, and keep it moving. I know sometimes discouragement might come, but don't allow it to keep you down. Know your worth. I'll say this, and I can't say it enough. Discover your strengths and use them to your best ability. I have had a lot of personal triumphs and downfalls over the years as a writer. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to talk about on today's show, this message came to me about leveling up, and I'm like, wow, leveling up, because that means a lot. And, I learned something from the setbacks, and leveling up was one of the things I learned. You have to always, always, always bring your A game. Be on your A game, because there's always someone out there who is much better than you are. It doesn't mean that you're not a contender because they're better than you. It just means that the challenge is greater and that you have to work a little bit harder to impress than if you would if you were the top guy. And that's important. just because you're not the best doesn't mean that you can't become the best. It doesn't mean that you don't have a place in the standings, in this race, because everyone has an opportunity to have what they want basically in life. But you gotta fight for it. Nothing given is, to me, satisfiable. I'm not satisfied with someone giving me something. I would rather earn it, because then it means something to me to know that I went out there, I put myself out there, I worked hard, and I earned it. No matter what it is, if it's a title, if it's a trophy, whatever it is, if your passion is there enough to keep you moving forward, then you got to go for it. You have to always keep this thought in mind that that you are the greatest. I admire Muhammad Ali, and a lot of his critics always had a problem with him lifting himself up. He was always encouraging himself by saying positive things about himself. I am the greatest. I'm beautiful. All of these things. And I was like, he's not being vain. He's telling himself something that he needed to hear. He wasn't stroking his own ego. He was uplifting himself. Maybe he didn't have enough people in his corner, or maybe it was his critics, telling him what he couldn't be based on who he was, physically, the way he looked or whatever, that he couldn't accomplish his dreams because of this fact. But then again, he came right back and he said something positive about himself, and if they had a problem with it, so what? He was saying this about himself, and he had every right to say that. So, you have to sort of have that mindset about your journey. You have to think that you're the greatest. You have to think that you can do all things. And if you believe in Christ Jesus, then you know that you can do all things through him, because he will strengthen you to do these things. But you have to put him first. And I think this is why this show touched me so much. The topic of the show touched me so much, leveling up, because that's what we have to do. I mean, even if you think of it in terms of building something, you can't, if you're building something, and you have to start with the foundation. If you're building it, you have to get that foundation right, because if anything is off anywhere, it's going to throw everything else off that you stack on top of it. So that's why leveling up is so important. It's such a great topic to talk about, because you have to do the same thing in your career. You have to level up. You have to make sure that everything is on a level ground, when you start out, and then you build yourself up, because that means that it's going to be strong and it's not going to fall. And if it do fall, it won't fail. Everything that you achieve won't fail, if you keep in mind that your goal is at the top. And even if you slide back down just a few rungs, just climb right back up, because that goal is there at the top, and that's where you're trying to get to. And you always have to keep that in mind. You have to claim your place at the top. You must stake a claim. Advertising, you deserve to be there and willing to fight for this position. It's okay to be competitive. It's the sport of being gung-ho for your dreams. I was once asked this question: how do you successfully complete your goals? And my response was, well, first, you need a plan. And second, you need to visualize completeness. And third, you need to apply motivation and dedication. And lastly, you have to act on it. You can do all of these first 3 things or first 4 things, but if you don't act on it, then you're already out of the race. You've already put yourself out of the race, because you have to move. You have to show some action. You can't claim your place amongst the competition if you are inactive, and if you don't apply yourself, and if you self-doubt. That is a killer. And so many people do this. because they wait for other folks to encourage them, to motivate them. And I mean, I'm not saying that that's not important, because it is, but sometimes you got to uplift yourself, just like Muhammad Ali. You know, you've got to self-motivate. You have to believe within your heart, within your mind, that you are capable, that you are a winner, that you are not a loser. But keep in mind, you know that it's okay to lose, because you know that you're not going to win every fight. You're not going to win every battle. But the test is being there for the war. That's the thing that you have to keep focused on. And remember, leveling up speaks for itself. But these two words pack so much power and meaning. Aiming, direction, blowing up, and evening out the playing field when it comes to claiming your place amongst the competition. All right, folks, that's all I have for you today. But I do want to share with you some URLs before I let you go. Of course, the first one is to my Spreaker account, so you can listen to the show live on Saturdays at 6, and that one is https://www.spreaker.com/user/author Vivian E. Moore. You can also find me on Facebook, and that Facebook account is https://www.facebook.com/author Vivian Moore. I'm sorry. Facebook.com/Vivian Moore author. Sorry about that. You can also follow me on Twitter. My Twitter handle is God's Property 46. If you want to follow me on Instagram, it is by request only. But if you go out there and click on it and send me a follow request, I will acknowledge it and follow you back. And that address is https://instagram.com/godsproperty51. You can also go out there and check out my website if you want to. That is at https://vivianmoore.wixsite. That's wixsite.com/author Vivian Moore. And you can also pick up this transcript, read this transcript on blog site, which is at https://vivianemore.blogspot.com, and that way you can read it. If you weren't able to listen to the show, you can always go out there and read my blog, because not only is it a radio blog, but it's also a regular blog that you can go out there and read it as well. And then too, if you missed the live show today and you want to download the this broadcast, you can download it on iTunes and also iHeartRadio. All right, folks. So that's the gist of it. And tomorrow's worship day. I hope you're planning to go out and worship. Take some family members, take some friends, take some children, take a neighbor with you. And by all means, tell somebody that you love them, because tomorrow is not promised. Today may be the only chance you get to say that. So I love you. I hope you love me back. Until the next time you hear my voice, God bless you and goodbye.
If you enjoyed today's show, please head over to iTunes, give us a rating, and leave a review.
Thank you for listening.